Palace 0, Burnley 1. I'm joined by John here. So I don't know where to start with this. I'll leave it up to you. How did you feel about the game as a whole?
I thought it was a tired, lethargic, maybe even lazy performance. Like there were very few players like wanting the ball, doing anything, showing much energy, motivation. We really missed someone to like have some drive from the middle, especially. I don't know if people were carrying injuries or just like the 3 games kind of in a row just did us a bit. But to be fair, Burnley have got like an even smaller squad than us. They've lost half their first team for contracts and this and that, and they looked like they had some zip that we didn't. And they had to come down to Palace as well. Like they all travelled today. So all of those things, I'm disappointed.
Yeah, I think when you look at both sides, there's no real excuse for Palace. Burnley played a game later than Palace had played on Thursday against Man City, and they had to, of course, travel down on the day. So there's no real excuses there. And I don't know what you thought about the tactics, but I think it was quite questionable from Roy, and I think Sean Dyche got the better out of him.
Yeah, I'm sure it wouldn't like surprise anyone. I'm sure everyone's saying the same thing about we really miss Benteke, and like without him in terms of the tactical sort of mold around the team, we didn't have like a set. It's like we almost didn't realise he wasn't playing until we were just about to start. So I hadn't really thought what we were going to do differently. But yeah, I thought Dash like that was a good. They used their fullbacks really well in comparison to ours. Like I feel like individually our players are pretty much like man for man across the whole team better than theirs, but they just used what they had like to more effect. And it was only really maybe the last 10 minutes or so that you saw Wilf actually doing something. You saw like people using the ball with a bit more pace and zip, and also are you actually staying near the box, meaning that we had some options up there. But for the first 80 minutes, yeah, it was dead.
You mentioned Wilf there, of course, and Jordan Ayew, both very important players going forward for Palace. Wilf, this game, I think Burnley done a great job on him, but he didn't seem like he wanted to go past their players. Every time he got the ball, he just wanted to pass it out. And Jordan Ayew, of course, in central positions, this game, he had no real chances up there because how compact Burnley were. But with Wilf, what did you think of his performance? Because you really need a performance out of Wilf to beat tight sides like Burnley. But I don't know if it was fitness. I don't know if it was tactics or just him. He didn't seem quite at it today.
Yeah, I really wonder if he was really like still injured and carrying the injury, because definitely for a large part of the game, particularly the first half, I felt was quite anonymous and like almost he was getting the ball and just like stopping and looking to give it on. I felt like he did improve in the second half, maybe because he felt actually I feel a bit better, I feel all right. And I think he switched. He did switch over to the right a bit in the second half, which I think was gave him like more options, basically what he could do. And it's funny because usually he's good on the left because he has Van Aanholt overlapping, and obviously Ward doesn't quite offer that same option because he doesn't have the pace really. But actually, once he switched to the right, as he used to do much more, I think he looked a bit more dynamic.
Yeah, after Max Meyer did come on, it seemed like we changed the formation a bit. Wilf did go out to the right-hand side. But you mentioned Joe Ward there. I thought he had a pretty solid game down the right-hand side with Andros Townsend. I don't know if you saw it differently, but considering everything, every factors included, such as he doesn't have the pace anymore as he did back in the day, I thought going forward and defending, he done a reasonable job.
Yeah, I agree. I think like a solid performance. He hit some good crosses, particularly in the first half. He defended quite well. He did give away the ball like maybe once, but or twice. But yeah, because seeing as like no one else played well, he was probably one of our standout performers, if you can say that.
So let's talk about their goal now. We've talked about Wayne Hennessy in the past. We talked about him, in fact, last game. And Vicente Gaeta comes in this game. Everyone's excited. They're like, yes, Vicente is back. Our main man is in goal, number one. And, wow, I didn't expect that from him. I don't think many Palace fans did. He's only made one mistake, and that was against Sheffield United this game. But he should have done better for the first goal.
Yeah, he should have saved it. He got his hand there. It wasn't even like quite in the corner. It wasn't going that fast. He should have saved it. He kind of did save it, but then like it went in off his hand. I think Roy said something after that other mistake against Sheffield that look, he saved us so many times that we're not gonna dwell on his mistake. And I'd kind of like to stay with that because I do still think he's such a good player. But it's a shame. Yeah, it's a shame because it cost us a point. I don't think I felt like we could have played 3 matches that wouldn't have scored today, but we should have got the point.
Yeah. So finally, if you could pick anyone, who would be your Palace man of the match today?
Undoubtedly, I've got no doubt that it's Christian Benteke.
Yeah, if you yeah, if you played, I guess so. But out of the players that did play, out of the players
All
that
right, if I
did
have to
play,
pick someone who actually
yeah,
played, it probably is Ward. Yeah, he like hit a few decent crosses. He did his job quite well in defence. So yeah, he didn't hide as well, which I felt like quite a few players, particularly in the middle, did a bit.
yeah, they were so compact. But thank you once again, John. And as always, leave down your comments down below and subscribe so you don't miss out on future content. And up the Palace.